Yeah, I think it'd be a good idea for him. I think he needs to get out again. You don't jump from that there into that, into a big fight. Have another one. Why not? If that's if it's not just about the money and he wants to win, then take another one. Yeah. So for me, if I was them, I'd take another one because get it right. Because what he showed there, it wasn't. There was a lot of holes in his work.
You not Usyk, and stop training him like he's Usyk. Like y'all need to stop doing that for him. Y'all hurting him. Y'all not making him better. You hurting him. Seriously, trying to train him off his back foot like he's Usyk. Nah, Joshua, be that mid-range, the inside fighter. Come and knock these boys out. Bring that pressure. That's what you do best.
Has his punch resistance gone, you think?
Well, look, it probably has, but he still has that power to a point where he could go down and he might be able to. He might go down easy. Fury might drop him.
Peter Fury has thrown serious doubt over Anthony Joshua's biggest dream, claiming AJ still has too many flaws to survive a showdown with Tyson Fury.
There's about taking things deadly serious, and there's about things not. So it is what it is. He's come out of it. He's had a good knockout, and that's it, isn't it? There's no more. What can you say with it? We can pull anything to pieces, but look, we're not in there. Let's not forget that we're not in there. We're not doing the boxing, but. He needs to. Yeah, there's a lot of things that he needs a lot of work. Let's put it that way.
So, lastly,
a lot of things he needs to improve on.
Doubts are growing over whether this blockbuster fight will finally happen, and Tony Bellew has now shared his honest take on the entire situation.
Is there a chance we see that this fight may not even happen?
Yeah, I think that is a possibility.
I think so as well, but I like to think that no. I think it's definitely happening,
yeah.
But
no, I do think it's going to happen. But there is a chance.
There is a possibility. There might be other things that there's boxing. Boxing is never guaranteed anything. You can be. They might be like me and Tony might be go for a fight and then it's a big massive pay-per-view and then the week before my last spar cut. Or shoulder goes.
I was going to say you pick on someone your own size.
but then it's gone. Like you've got all that training for months on end. Oh, the fight's in 2 weeks' time. You go for your last spar, or your last love. You get a nick on your eye, or you do your shoulder. That's it. It's gone.
You're definitely going to get that before the fight.
Questions continue to surround AJ's punch resistance, and Bellew has now shared his honest view on whether those concerns are justified or simply being blown out of proportion.
It's not Dave Allen knocking him down, is it? It's not like the non-punchers. The fellas who are dropping, it's Daniel Dubois.
Yeah.
He flatten lines everyone. Whoever he hits. And this Prena, he's had 20 fights. I'm not saying that at a high level because they're not. He could have knocked 20 cab drivers out
as well. Yeah, that's it.
He could have knocked 20. The fact is, he can punch. So if AJ's getting dropped, like I said, in meaningless against opponents who can't punch, that's when you go, the resistance is completely shot.
That's it, yeah.
But he's getting dropped against punches. So for me, that's a little bit, once again, you're jumping on everyone else's narrative and kind of just throwing that out there. You're not looking into it and going, well, he's getting dropped by. Joe Joyce went from taking everything Daniel Dubois could throw at him to getting dropped by Derek Chisora.
While others still believe in AJ, Duke McKenzie has urged him to stay true to himself and walk away from boxing before the sport takes a lasting toll.
Ruiz knocked you out. Dubois knocked you out. So there's a flaw there. There's a flaw there. And once that flaw gets walked on, you go over. So it's not a secret. I'm not having a dig at you. I'm not certainly not. I'm not trying to dig. Make you look bad. I'm just saying this is what the record suggests. This is what that's the story that the record tells. And if you've got anything about you, walk away from the sport now. You don't have to be a people pleaser. You don't have to please the public. Please yourself. And like I say, you've done it. Been there, seen it and done it. Nobody's going to think any worse of you if you go, you know what, I haven't got it anymore and I'm walking away from boxing. People will respect you more for being truthful, but they'll have no respect for you if you lie and you end up getting knocked out.
On the other hand, Tim Bradley fired back at those calling for AJ to retire, while admitting that Joshua's chin remains a serious concern.
Anthony Joshua is this, he's that, oh my God, he's washed, he needs to retire, and all this crazy stuff that everybody's saying. Hey, but look, when I was watching, I'm not gonna lie, I was entertained. I'm not gonna lie, I was entertained. especially coming out in that first round, right? He gets clipped with that uppercut. You know, old Prena, you know exactly what he did, right? You know he pulled down his head and caught him with a short little uppercut. Joshua never saw that punch coming. And of course, early on, you know, you can get hit. You know that guy Prena got some heavy hands. So, I mean, you get hit on that chin, man, hey, it can make your legs do some crazy things. Anthony Joshua is no secret that he's a little bit chinny. You know, nowadays he is. You know, anybody that he faced that got punching power, you know, you always got to be a little iffy with Anthony Joshua.
Bradley insists the real story is how AJ responds after being hurt, arguing that calls to cancel the Fury fight or push him into retirement are driven by bias.
You know, those are the typical guys that give him issues. However, we can say all of that. Did you not see the response? Okay? Did you not see the response? See, so like you can get knocked down, right, and be a little bit chinny, but how you react after the knockdown, that's what's important. Now, if he would have laid down and let Prena just beat on him and not fought back, right, then this would be a completely different topic right now in the sport. We would say we don't even want to see the Fury fight at the end of the damn day, but nah, that's not what happened. What ended up happening was that Joshua turned it up. He turned it up. Yes, he did. In that second round, he recovered, right? Got caught. He went down twice. However, I'm going to say he went down 3 times.
Despite praising the way AJ recovered after being dropped by Prena in the second round, Bradley believes there are still clear flaws that cannot be ignored. He warned Joshua to stop trying to fight like Usyk because that style does not suit him. Instead, Bradley wants AJ to embrace his own strengths, sharpen his defense, improve his balance, and trust the power and pressure that made him a champion in the first place.
Once Joshua recognized that, hey, I need to go forward instead of backwards trying to fight like he was damn Usyk, you not Usyk! And stop training him like he's Usyk. You know, like y'all need to stop doing that for him. Y'all hurting him. Y'all not making him better. You hurting him. Seriously, trying to train him off his back foot like he's Usyk. Nah, Joshua, be that mid-range, you know, the inside fighter, come and knock these boys out. Bring that pressure. That's what you do best, right? But just add some head movement to it, some feints to it, right? That's what you got to do. Don't try to make him a back foot fighter, moving on angles, trying to step out of range. Joshua's feet ain't like that. His feet are not like that.
Coming from Joshua's former trainer, Robert Garcia still believes AJ has what it takes to compete at the highest level. He admitted it was alarming to see Joshua dropped by Prena, but what impressed him most was the way AJ recovered and finished the job. Garcia believes that response proves Joshua always finds a way to handle business, which is exactly why he wants the Fury fight to happen now, while the opportunity is still there.
No, they owe it to the boxing world, especially their people in England. They owe it to them. It might be a little too late. You know, with Anthony getting hurt and knocked down, it scared the whole world because that could have been the end. Yes. But he came up, he got up and won, which he's done before. So that still puts that fight in a good position to a point where if Fury catches him, he's gonna drop him. But he gets up and then gets his job done. So I'm excited for that fight. I think I was scared when he first got dropped because like, no, we can't.
We've seen this before, right?
But we've seen it before. He gets up and then takes care of business. So
speaking of AJ's punch resistance, Garcia admitted it remains a concern, but he also believes Joshua still has the power to change any fight with a single shot. He even acknowledged that Fury could drop AJ, yet insists that Joshua's one-punch knockout power is the biggest factor in his favor. According to Garcia, that danger alone gives AJ real momentum heading into a potential showdown with Fury.
It probably has, but he still has that power to a point where yeah, he could go down and he might be able to. He might go down easy. Fury might drop him. But we know he gets up. We know he gets up, and then and he also hits very hard. He hits unbelievably hard. So one punch makes a big difference. So that's why I think it's still the fight that I want to watch. It's still a fight that the boxing world is going to get excited about because we don't know what's going to happen. That's the main thing. We don't know what's going to happen. So that's the excitement about this fight.
Amid all the criticism, there is also growing belief that AJ could be the one to beat Fury. Some boxing voices have even shifted the warning toward Fury, arguing that Joshua's explosive power and reputation as a devastating finisher make him a real threat. They believe one clean punch could change everything and potentially bring Fury's career to an unexpected end.
He is an elite finisher, ruthless, and the finish is not questionable, and that's why this fight is still interesting.
He could do that to anyone.
absolutely, because I think that Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury will be much better versions of themselves when they box each other, hopefully when that fight happens in November.
You think?
I think, yeah.
I think Joshua will be. I think he puts Fury to bed forever.
Do you?
I do, yeah.
Even off what you've watched at the weekend?
No, I watched the Fury stuff. I hadn't seen it. I watched, obviously, the Anthony Joshua one live. I hadn't seen the Fury. I watched it. I think he puts him to bed. I think he'll be retired after that.
It's interesting.
Do you think Joshua gets the Fury before Fury gets the Joshua?
100%, yeah. Because he has to. He has no choice. Because really, you got a guy like that putting Joshua down twice. I know Fury isn't famous for knocking people out.
The belief is that AJ's chin may be a concern, but the punch resistance narrative has been taken too far. Many still trust Joshua's ability to recover, regain control, and bring his power back into the fight. Spencer Oliver also sees it as a 50-50 matchup, believing AJ's punching power could be the difference against Fury, whose physicality and overall rhythm have not looked as convincing lately.
But the one thing about Fury is he would jump on Joshua with his size and whatever else. If he got back up and those legs are gone, he's gone. He can't let that happen. And I would imagine his trainers will be saying the same. This has got to end early. So I think Joshua has, you said, he could knock anybody out. It's just what's happened to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why this is an interesting fight. Honestly, I think I see it as a real 50-50 going in, but off the back of their performances that were both well below par, and they both seem to be well past their best on those performances, I don't think we get that again. And I think that both guys with what's on the line and their egos, and this is a fight that you're remembered for, by the way, guys. Forget that they're both two-time world champions, and you look at their careers and their resumes. And
then comes Jorge Capetillo, who offered a look inside Fury's mindset, revealing that Tyson has already shared how he plans to approach a fight with AJ. While Capetillo praised Joshua's recent performance and the way he bounced back, he still believes Fury has the tools to get the job done. In his view, Tyson's strategy and experience would ultimately prove decisive in the biggest fight of British boxing.
But the best to Joshua, but I truly believe that Tyson Fury is going to take your business for sure.
Do you see a knockout? Do you see Tyson Fury knocking out Anthony Joshua?
Let me tell you this, and he said to me, he said, I'm going to knock him out. And he said that to Wilder. When you fighters say and express himself saying that, I'm going for the knock and I'm going to knock him out, because he's going to knock him out. He got the secureness in himself, he believes in himself, and we just getting in that moment, in that feeling, in that project that is going to happen, and I truly believe he can knock him out. Of course he can knock him out. He knocked him out Wilder. Of course he can knock him out. But in the heavyweight division, anything can happen. But I truly believe Tyson Fury can get the knockout for sure.
Like many supporting Fury versus AJ, Jorge believes this fight cannot be allowed to disappear at a time when the momentum is at its peak. While some highlight Joshua's recent struggles, Jorge reminds fans that Fury has also been dropped in his career. He insists that moments like these happen in boxing, but the excitement comes from their resumes, popularity, and timing, making this a potential historic battle.
I truly believe that the fighters like Tyson Fury, like Anthony Joshua, with those kind of names, with those kind of following, the excitement, truly believe me, any time is a good time for them. Obviously, if you see them younger, maybe it will be more explosive, more stuff. But right now we can see two fighters with a lot of experience, with more experience. Both of them been dropped. Both of them rise up and won. Tyson Fury been cut, he been dropped. You know what I mean? So they're more experienced right now. So we're gonna see two fighters, I think, in one stage of their career with a lot of experience, with a lot of knowledge. And we're going to see a great fight for sure.
At a time when the boxing world is heavily criticizing AJ after his performance against Prena, Capetillo insists Joshua showed the exact qualities that define a champion. According to him, a true champion is not someone who never falls, but someone who rises, handles the pressure, and gets the job done despite the criticism. For Capetillo, this proves Joshua still has a champion's mindset and the heart of a lion.
He has the heart of a lion. He's a champion. We all know that, his chin been tested again and again, fight after fight, but his heart as well. And you can see that that's what a champion. The champion goes down and raises up and he wins. You know what I mean? So I think Anthony Joshua is a special fighter. He's a special fighter. He's a special man. But on the other side, Tyson Fury, I think is more special. You know what I mean? Fought Wilder when Wilder was in his prime. I think it was 42, 41 knockouts when we fought him here in Las Vegas. I was so pleased and honored to be part of those camps. And I can say on the other side with Tyson Fury, just staying active. You know, he fights in Thailand. It was no networks involved.
While many people have been critical of AJ, fighters like Josh Taylor still believe he has what it takes to defeat Fury. Looking at the recent performances of both men, Taylor feels Fury's sharpness has faded. He pointed to the Walsh fight as evidence, claiming Fury looked slower than before and lacked the movement, rhythm, and momentum that once made him so difficult to deal with.
I think so. I mean, I'd probably be backing AJ to win this fight, even off that performance. I never saw the full Fury fight, but I saw enough clips to see a little bit and sort of come to a half judgment. You know, like I thought that he was just a little bit slower on his feet. His reactions weren't quite as quick as well. He was on the ropes and these head movement and all that wasn't just quite the same either. I just thought, what are you doing away over in Thailand doing that? Like I just thought it was quite a poor show for him, to be fair, and that's why I'm in Joshua's camp now.
Agreeing with his stance is Tony Bellew, who understands where Josh is coming from. In his view, if Fury had stepped into the ring with Joshua right after the Makhmudov fight, he could have entered as the favorite. However, after his latest performance, Bellew believes the situation has changed, and the matchup now looks far more favorable for Joshua to find a way to stop Fury.
I just think that he looks like he's slid so far from what we last saw.
Okay, I understand Josh's thoughts on that one. It's mad because if Fury just goes into the fight after the Makhmudov fight, I think Fury's the clear favourite.
Yeah.
Based on that performance, because Makhmudov's so dangerous. But you see him against Wak, and I just can't see Joshua's going to hit you faster than Wak is, and he's going to get to you more.
I even thought that even the sting on his punches didn't look quite as...
Who, Tyson?
Yeah,
I thought
didn't
that,
look quite as snappy. I thought it looked quite sloppy.
It's just mad how it works out, and it's timing and fights like
yeah,
that.
That's it.
Many in boxing have questioned AJ's durability, but Fraser Clark believes the conversation is missing an important detail about Prenga's performance. He argues that being caught by a clean shot can happen to any fighter, and it should not define Joshua's entire ability. For Clark, the real focus should be on how Prenga failed to respond once AJ landed the decisive punch that ended the fight.
He literally had nothing left in his legs and in the tank whatsoever.
Well, if that's the case, you know, he's had a bit of a drama then, hasn't he? Because to be like that after the first round is a nightmare. And to be honest, I think the question on everyone's lips was, why didn't he go for it? And to have nothing left after the second round, if it was the 10th round, you can understand it, but the second round, I'm not buying that. He got caught off some huge shots of one of the biggest punches in the division, so I can understand him, you know, being put out. But there's no excuses. I think if he had anything about him, the second round, he should have jumped on Anthony Joshua and tried to finish the job. I think he was shocked himself of that Joshua had gone down in the first round, and it looked like a bit of a rabbit in the headlights to me.
Another fighter often mentioned in discussions about fading punch resistance is Joe Joyce, and he now believes Fury holds the advantage. After watching Fury's recent outings, Joyce feels the momentum has moved toward Tyson, changing the previous narrative that AJ would be the likely winner. However, he still sees a route for Joshua, explaining that AJ must make key adjustments if he wants to overcome Fury when the two finally share the ring.
Joshua versus Fury. I always thought Joshua would beat Fury originally, but now you can just see the levels and how mobile and agile, and also the firepower that Fury has as well. But yeah, again, it's heavyweight boxing, and it'll be an exciting fight. But I can see Fury as a clear winner, I think, unless Joshua can hit him with a load of shots and he stays down. But it's unlikely.
Despite the excitement surrounding a potential Fury clash, some believe AJ should not rush into the fight just yet. Paul Smith shares that view, suggesting Joshua needs more time to prepare before stepping into the ring with Fury. He feels the stakes are too high for AJ to enter without making the right adjustments, ensuring he is fully ready for the challenge that awaits him.
But it's a bit of a double-edged sword, it's a bit of a catch-22. You know, the only way you're going to find out if he's mentally ready and emotionally ready to fight is by fighting. And I think tonight proved, especially the interview afterwards, maybe he could do it a couple of months more. But listen, I might be wrong. He might be sitting there thinking he's fine and rush into the next fight, and the fight happens. But if that's me, I'm probably, or me looking after him, I'm probably going to ask for a couple of months more.
The debate around AJ versus Fury continues to divide the boxing world, with experts seeing danger and opportunity on both sides. But now the question is, can Joshua silence the doubters and prove the critics wrong? Let us know your prediction in the comments, and subscribe for more boxing stories, analysis, and the biggest fight updates.